We, as the television public, are definitely suckers for a good medical TV drama. And even though shows like ER and House have been trumpeted as redefining that genre, every one of them has borrowed heavily from a handful of classic medical dramas that first acquainted audiences with the life behind a surgical curtain. Two medical dramas premiered on competing networks in September of 1961. NBC's entry was Dr. Kildare. It was based on a long-running radio drama by the same name. Now, Ben Casey was the CBS series that challenged Dr. Kildare and was created by James Mosier. He was a real stickler for accuracy in these medical dramas. Unlike the intern Kildare, Ben Casey was a full-fledged resident neurosurgeon on the staff of Metro General Hospital. And unlike the warm, fuzzy, compassionate Dr. Kildare, Dr. Casey was a gritty, gruff, and demanding surgeon. He always barked at nurses during surgery, and he was forever at odds with any rule or hospital official that stood between him and an experimental treatment of a patient. Casey's mentor, and the only hospital official who could tame him, was Dr. Zorba, played by Sam Jaffe. The series starts by having Dr. Zorba write on a blackboard the symbols for man, woman, birth, death, and infinity. Now, it stars Vince Edwards as the title role, Dr. Ben Casey. In its first season, the series and Vince Edwards were nominated for Emmy Awards. Creator James Mosier based the character of Ben Casey on Dr. Alan Warner. He was actually a neurosurgeon who Mosier met with while researching Ben Casey. He was very active in the show and served as a technical advisor on the show. He worked very closely with the actors so that they handled the medical instruments properly and used the appropriate medical terminology. The series was filmed at Desilu in Hollywood. It ran for 60 minutes. There were 5 seasons and 153 episodes. There were actually comic strips and a comic book that was based on the television series. There were also novels that were published too. In 1962, the series inspired a semi-comedic rock song called Calling Dr. Casey. Now, this was written and performed by a songwriter named John D. Loudermilk. In the song, Loudermilk refers to the TV doctor's wide-ranging medical abilities and asks whether Casey has any cure for a heartache. The song reached number 83 on the Billboard Hot 100. During the Vietnam War, the term Ben Casey was used by American troops as a slang term for a medic. Now let's talk about what the title of this video is all about. And it's why Ben Casey was arrested over a car dispute, or actually stealing a car. He was arrested over a dispute with a Texas company about the possession of an automobile that he had. Now, he was living in Marina del Rey at the time, and he was 57 years old. Los Angeles Sheriff's Department arrested him on a warrant out of Texas for felony theft of services. Now, he failed to return a 1984 Toyota that he was loaned under a contract to do commercials for a group of East Texas clinics. He had been in a contract with a group of doctors out of Beaumont, Texas, who owned a company called Mediquick Incorporated. They owned 3 family practice clinics in the Beaumont and Orange, Texas area. According to the police, he was supposed to do commercials and promotions for that group of clinics, and he had the use of a $14,000 1984 Toyota Supra GT for a year. It was scheduled to be returned after that. He was supposed to take the car back to Dallas, according to the contract, and return it after that year. He stated that he was unable to do that, and he actually tried to continue using the car and talk to the Los Angeles dealership about that. Now, it sounds like there had been quite a bit of turmoil and disputes between him and this Beaumont company that he was doing the commercials for. They weren't pleased with everything he was doing, and he wasn't pleased with the contract that he had with them. I can't find out how this case ended up eventually, but obviously I'm sure he wasn't into stealing Toyotas, so I think the case probably got resolved. Vince Edwards, who played Ben Casey, was actually a struggling person most of his life. He struggled with gambling. He was a compulsive gambler for many years, and he stated that he sacrificed a good portion of his career to his addiction. In the last years of his life, he and his wife Janet attempted to educate others about the dangers of gambling. He died of pancreatic cancer in Los Angeles, March 11, 1996, and he's buried at Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City. After his death, his wife said, "One of the messages that Vince wanted to share is that gambling is not glamorous, despite today's suave-sounding euphemisms such as gaming." Thank you for your excellent portrayal of Dr. Ben Casey. Rest in peace, Vince. Thank you so much for watching.